popped up. First of all, North Plains, the project is a Texas High Plains Initiative for Strategic and Innovative Irrigation Management and Conservation. You can tell by the name that a professor somewhere came up with that. We call it the High Plains Initiative. It's really demonstration projects that includes the entire panhandle. The big players in this, we've already mentioned the NRCS, the Water Development Board on our end of this project up in the North Plains area is a big player in helping us with this. Also, I mentioned High Plains Underground Water Conservation District. They've got funds in this, and Texas Tech through TAWC is also a major component of this project. Okay, down arrow. Where we started with this CIG grant, or this whole project started back in 2009 for us. We run a research field up north of Dumas and at the other field. We've been doing research there for years at Texas A&M. We were looking at doing demonstrations farm on farm, simply because we've got areas, regardless of production limitations or anything like that, that we've got areas that doesn't have good water anymore, and we've got to figure out ways to keep our irrigated community irrigating and growing crops in that area for a long time to come. So our board embarked on doing some demonstration initiative. 212 demonstration in 2010. In this demonstration, we have farmers demonstrating to farmers. My board stepped up in 10 after we found out initially no one was going to help us finance the program to do it ourselves. We went out, 3 of our board members put in land that they were participating in this project. They put up their own dime and risked their own land for us to do these demonstrations. We bought some of the equipment. At the end of 2010, we were so proud of ourselves, and after we looked at our demonstration results, we thought, hey, we would like to expand. So we went out and applied again with the Water Development Board, who gave us for us, a large grant that's going to go for the next 3 years for our 212 program, which is essentially placing 12 inches of water plus 8 inches of rainfall plus 6 inches total soil moisture of water on a crop, and we're going to be doing that for the next through 2015 now. Went out, we looked around and thought, who could we partner with? Actually, we tried doing a grant the year before. A CIG grant got turned down. David Gibson, the Corn Board, talked to him, talked to several people, and we ended up coming down and said, well, let's talk to these guys at this TAWC bunch at Texas Tech and see what's going on there. And when we went to talk to them, they're doing sort of the same thing. They're doing, TAWC was doing something much larger scale than we were. We had already done our research. We were ready to demonstrate the farms. So it was a good mesh. And in late 2010, we made an application in December. Though I'm the administrator, the bureaucrat on the project, this project is a joint effort between High Plains Groundwater Conservation District, Texas Tech, TAWC, North Plains, and a boatload of other people, including Texas Ag-Life. We got our grant. We have 2 demonstration projects going on. TAWC's project down in this area, North Plains project in this. Those 2 projects are being funded through this CIG, and with one thing in mind, conservation. How do we be the most efficient with what we're growing with diminishing water resources on our end, and just how to grow a better crop with what you've got. We set up initiative protocols that are different for the area. Phil and can go through those with you and talk to you about their protocols. North Plains protocols are set up that basically all the equipment we would use, all the methods we would use, all the seed we'd use, all of it had to be commercially available. So if you walked out on one of our demonstration projects, if you like to see like the way the corn looked, you could buy that corn and go to it the next year. And that was a big deal. And that's a really major change in what we'd seen demonstration projects in the past, where you'd see a demonstration of you know, a seed company would bring their extra special, super duper drought tolerant 900 bushels per acre corn, you know, corn seed out, and you'd see some of it grown. You go, wow, can I get some of this? And the answer, well, yeah, in about 10 years. We did want to do that kind of demonstration. Demonstration we wanted to do is that you could walk out and get it and go to town if you wanted to use that. And I think it's really paid off well. We use all these technologies. I'm not going to go through this. I think the two models, the resource allocation analyzer, irrigation scheduling tools, we've even looked at that in our area. It's used down here that TAWC and Tech has developed. But we're using these practices plus strip tilling and some soil tillage methods in the program. As a result of this, and this is not a great map, let me get out of the way. Here is the spread. These are all the participants. We started out with 3 participants in the Northern Panhandle. Today I've got 12. And they have provided 2 fields or parts of fields, and I have a control, and I've got a managed area. So this last year, in 12, we had 24 fields involved now. And that's in my area. In the southern area, you'll see that we've expanded. Just this is the first year on the CIG grant, and have quite a few fields there, and there's some double fields in that area too. It's a good project. It's farm on farm, farmer talking to farmer projects. And if you're interested, you can give us a yell. I'll give you those numbers in the future. The conclusion is that, you know, a lot of people ask us, my board, why they're doing this, and they're a bunch of farmers. There's not anyone on my board that hasn't irrigated or farmed for a living, either now or sometime in the past. They're incredibly, I think it's incredibly important to keep us in irrigation in our area for a long time to come. And the way we do that is we try to leave water in the ground if we don't need to use it. And what that means is that once that crop gets all the water it needs, you shouldn't be watering it anymore. And we're trying, with the new tools that we have out there today, we believe that we can shave inches off on a normal year. Now, we haven't had a normal year since 2010, but we do have some results for 2011 that show some promise. In 12, my report is not done yet. It will be done by the second week in February. Sorry, it's running late this year, but when you ramp up a project this size, every time you add people, it's an order of magnitude more cats to herd. So we're walking through that, and we still have 2 years to do this. Our producers in the Northern Panhandle area have pretty much have said, yeah, they want to do it again. In the Southern Panhandle area, the southern part, if you're interested, you know, you can. If you're interested, talk to Rick, talk to Phil, or call Jim Conkright at the High Plains Underground Water Conservation District. He'll help you get involved in that. My 2 slides, this is my contact information. If you want any more information, if you'll send me your email to my email, I'll send you a copy of the report when we're done in a couple of weeks. And that's Jim Conkright's information. The last thing I want to say about the project is that the money from the federal government was $500,000. We got $500,000. We split with the South Plains area. I call everything south of the Canadian River, South Plains area. And that half of that grant goes to really providing equipment, some payments to farmers, and consulting services. It was a good shot in the arm for us because as a groundwater conservation district, the most important thing that we do is conservation, finding ways to help people conserve. As a result of our CIG grant and working with Tech and having a lot of people step up to the plate to help us, we've been able to expand our conservation initiatives in our area to include a project called EPIC by the Texas AgriLife Extension Bunch that does other demonstrations. I think they've got about 7 demonstrations going on right now in my area. And we were also able to take our research field and have them do a project, I call it a de-lying project, where they actually look at these methods and water plants and look at these commercial grade corn and see how much you actually can produce based on your soil moisture conditions. It's important to us, and we have, like I said, 2 more years to go on our project. And I think TAWC has a little bit more to look at in the future. This is the I guess this is all I have to do as far as an update is concerned at this point. I can tell you this, the High Plains, the board members that have participated with High Plains or were board members, they also elected not to take payments. So that's why I have 12 sites today here, and that you have the number of sites down here you have, is that we've had groundwater conservation district board members say, look, I want to do the project, I want to do the equipment, but I don't want to take the payment from my land. So we've been able to shift those payments, which is not a lot of money, to those farmers who are going to take their time and spend it on this demonstration. With that, I'll answer any questions after